Good morning, children. Hope all of you are fine and safe at your home. Today, we are going to discuss the second chapter of your politics textbook, Federalism. Children, in the previous chapter, we noted that vertical division of power sharing among different levels of government. That is, the power sharing between central government, state government and local government. In this chapter, we focus on this form of power sharing, that is vertical form of power sharing. This form of power sharing most commonly referred to as federalism. What is federalism? Federalism is a system of government in which the power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the country. Constituent units of the country means in India these are state government and local government. In order to understand this concept clearly, let us get back to the contrast between Belgium and Sri Lanka that we saw in the first chapter, power sharing. Can you recall the key changes made in the constitution of Belgium? Children, what happened in Belgium between 1970 and 1993? They amended their constitution. As a result, some of the powers of the central government have been given to the state governments. Thus, Belgium shifted from a unitary system to a federal system of government. Again, what happened in Sri Lanka? Sri Lanka continues to be a unitary system where the national government has all the powers. Now, make a comparison between a unitary system and a federal system. What do we mean by a unitary system? Under the unitary system, either there is only one level of government or the subunits are subordinate to the central government. Means subunits have to work according to the instruction of the central government. Here, all powers are concentrated in one level of government only, that is central government. In this system, the central government can pass on order to the provincial or local governments. But in a federal system, the central government cannot order the state government to do something. State government has powers of its own for which it is not answerable to the central government. Both these governments are separately answerable to the people. So children, what is the definition of federalism? Federalism is a system of government in which the power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the country. Usually, a federation has two levels of government. One is the government for the entire country that is usually responsible for a few subjects of common national interest. The others are governments at the levels of provinces or state that look after much of the day-to-day administration of their state. Both these levels of governments enjoy their power independent of the other. Our next topic is key features of federalism. Let us look at some of the key features of federalism. The first feature of federalism is that there are two or more levels or tiers of government. A two-tier system consists central government and state government. But a three-tier system consists central government, state government and local government. In India, we have three-tier system of government. Then, second point, different tiers of government govern the same citizens, but each tier has its own jurisdiction in specific matters of taxation, legislation, and administration. Then, what is jurisdiction? The area over which someone has legal authority. So each level of government has its own jurisdiction in specific matters of taxation, legislation, and administration. Then, third point, the jurisdiction of each level of government are specified in the Constitution. So, the authority of each level of government is constitutionally guaranteed. Then, fourth point, the fundamental provisions of the Constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by one level of government. Such changes require the consent of both the levels of government. Then, fifth point, courts have the power to interpret the Constitution and powers of different levels of governments. The highest court act as an umpire if disputes arise between different levels of government in the exercise of their respective powers. So, which is the highest court in India? Supreme Court. Then, sixth point, sources of revenue for each level of government are clearly specified in the Constitution, which implies the main sources of income. This ensures financial autonomy of each level of government. The next point, federal system has dual objective. What are the dual objectives of federalism? One is to safeguard and promote the unity of the country, while at the same time accommodate regional diversity. So, what are the dual objectives of federalism? To safeguard and promote the unity of the country and to accommodate regional diversity. An ideal federal system has both aspects, mutual trust and agreement to live together. Our next topic is the types of federations. There are two types of federations, coming together federation and holding together federation. Then let's discuss about these two types of federation. Children, the exact balance of power between the central government and state government varies from one federation to another. The power sharing arrangements between the central and the state government depends mainly on the historical context in which the federation was formed. There are two kinds of routes through which federations have been formed. On the basis of these two kinds of routes, these federations can be classified into two, coming together and holding together federations. The first route is coming together federation. In this coming together federation, independent states coming together on their own to form a bigger unit, so that by pooling sovereignty and retaining identity, they can increase their security. I will repeat. In this coming together federation, independent states coming together on their own to form a bigger unit, so that by pooling sovereignty and retaining identity, they can increase their security. Example for this coming together federations are the USA, Switzerland and Australia. Then what is the particularity of this coming together federation? Here, all the constituent states usually have equal power and are strong as the federal government. The second route is the holding together federations. Here, a large country decides to divide its power between the constituent states and the national government. I will repeat. In the holding together federation, a large country decides to divide its power between the constituent states and the national government. Example, India, Spain and Belgium. Then, what is the particularity of these kinds of federations? Here, central government tends to be more powerful than the states. The next, here, very often different constituent units of the federations have unequal powers. Example, all states in the Indian Union do not have identical powers. Some states enjoy special status. Children, what all things we have discussed today? At first, what is federalism? Then, the difference between unitary system and a federal system. Next, we have discussed about the key features of federalism. And after we have discussed that there are two types of federations, holding together federations and coming together federations. Let me conclude today's session. For your reference, I have uploaded the URL. Go through it. Notes are also attached along with this. Check it out. A test question paper is also there. Try it yourself. Thank you.